Good evening, Warriors! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Hope you guys are doing your purpose, conquesting everything in your sight and making sure that you're keeping the powerful source you have. And that's going to make sure that you become the most successful person you can become under God's rules and God's laws. So welcome, guys, back with another episode. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for all your comments and likes, donations. I appreciate all those. I'm going to get to those this weekend and probably on Monday or so be able to kind of do some shout outs again today. But however, I'm going to focus on one that we have by two people. Eduardo, I'm going to shout out to, talking about Kundalini yoga, and also Hugh Mangus, who asked the question we're going to focus on: what are some powerful alternatives to not risk losing so much progress? So let's talk about that. All right, so what Hugh's talking about here, and shout out to you, my friend, we're talking about, we can't lose progress. And I did that many times over the years. You want to keep this going. Remember, this is a lifestyle change. This is something you're doing because it's making you better. It's making you more energy. You have all kinds of energy. Heck, I sleep 3-4 hours a night, and I'm still feeling tremendous. Get a lot of things done. You keep on moving ahead. No matter what your age is, this is going to make an impact if you do this the right way, and that means transmuting energy. However, the temptation is out there, as we talked about in many videos. Flirting, the temptations, the pictures, all those things, you've got to keep an eye on, warriors, and you've got to stay diligent. Stay with the battle plan you have. That's why we always say battle on, because you got to continue battling this every day. It's a habit we formed. I think we've been brainwashed, a lot of us, into believing that you got to release, you got to chase women, all this kind of stuff, when in fact the Bible never talks about any of that kind of stuff. It talks about procreating, having children, but does not talk about releasing all the time. I've not seen it in there, and it actually, you are becoming more dirtier if you do that. So the idea is that you don't want to release energy. You want to use your energy for a lot of God's purposes, and certainly if you want to procreate, that's one thing. Obviously, the Lord wants you to become abundant, and multiply, but not to the point where you're just releasing for no reason at all. But, however, Hugh makes a good point. When he's talking about alternatives, right, to risk losing so much progress. Let's talk about that, because Eduardo talks about yoga. I think the key is, my friends, you have to try to take care of the time. The time is the key point. When do you release? When do you release? Because if you are assuming that we are on a path, warriors, of trying to be diligent and continuing to watch when we do this, because obviously you want to examine the times you're doing it, because you want to stop it. Figure out, why is it I'm releasing? I found a couple different things. One, late at night. That was one of the key things I found. We need to find other things to do. You've got to try to go to bed and focus on sleep. Now, if you're going to have dreams at night, there's not too much you can do about that. However, what you can do is continue to concentrate as much as you can on your goals. What do you accomplish the next day? It's not going to be women. It's not going to be chasing and releasing and watching pictures and all that kind of stuff. A lot of times, the lack of goals leads you to the stuff because you don't have anything you're thinking about the time being. And so now temptation comes in, and you're able to focus on going down that rabbit hole that you want to go down to. So one of the things you got to do is you got to find things that keep yourself busy. And so I recommend working out. I like the yogas. I like all the types of exercises you can do, the Fountain of Youth exercises that we've talked about a lot. I like the weight training. I like the ability to be able to go for walks. You want to run. A lot of these type of things can help you, because what you're doing is transmuting the energy. You want to also have breathing exercises along with this. Breathe in and out. Now, I hold my nose. I go in and out. I go in and then switch my nose and go to another and let it out. Those type of things allow you to kind of transmute that energy. First of all, It brings oxygen to your brain, so you're not thinking about that thing. See, a lot of guys, the temptation, my friend, comes in the thoughts first. So how do you eliminate the thoughts? Well, try breathing in and out a few times. All of a sudden, now your focus gets away from the thoughts, and now you're focusing on your brain. Because oxygen going to your brain all of a sudden changes it. You can know that when you're going to sleep. All of a sudden, you're getting different thoughts, and you're not thinking about that temptation. So you don't want to risk losing that progress. So what you got to do is have some strategies in your mind. What am I going to do with the time? If I know when I released in the past, maybe high stressful situations, maybe late at night, maybe when I'm bored, maybe when I'm watching video games, whatever that may be, warriors, what you got to do is take note when that happens and try to develop a strategy to change the thought pattern and change what you're doing. I don't care if you got to stay out all day long to break the pattern. Find something else to preoccupy yourself. Work, exercise, it could be anything. Usually a public situation, you're less likely to get arousal. You're less likely to think about this kind of stuff in a public setting. Now, yes, you may still get excited, but you're obviously not going to act upon it in a public situation. Better be public than have a chance in private where all of a sudden now you may try to release. Now that's what you got to do. You got to stop doing it. Alternative things like yoga, meditation, all taekwondo, all these type of things you can use. You've got all these types of exercises, meditations that you can do to go ahead and combat the temptation and the arousal that's in you. Once again, the Fountain of Youth has a great exercise, the 6th exercise, that if you do get excited, you're breathing up and out. You're holding your waist, your hands on your waist, and you're breathing up and out. Because what's happening is the arousal is coming from your mind down to the chakra that's in the reproductive system. You want to get that back up through the system, back up to the mind again, and get that away from the system so now you're not in that danger zone of releasing. Now, of course, if you're in a situation when you want to go ahead and procreate, that's great. All power to you, warrior. That's what you want to do, is use it as a powerful force to create another human being. However, don't be wasting things just for pleasure. This is counterproductive to you becoming a great warrior. And we know that. And that's happened to me many, many times over the years. What you really want to do is you want to become the best person you can be for God. And your God then will lead you then to the right path of how you become that way. And don't listen to society. Don't listen to what's going on out there. Listen to yourself. You know how your body reacts to this kind of stuff. You know that if you're not thinking about women, you're thinking about goals. You're thinking about bettering yourself physically, mentally, spiritually. I don't care what age you are. You know that's good for you. Eating the right foods, right? Fasting, exercising, weight training, all these things are helping you. You know that by just looking at the situation. And you know that you can just tell by releasing all the time, by doing all these things, you're hurting yourself. And for what? A small couple minutes of pleasure? I know that I felt increasing guilt as time went on after that. It wasn't worth it. It felt good for about 3 or 4 seconds, and that was it. And so as I thought about all these years, I said, what a waste. But you learn from it, and it's bettered me. It's made me a better person. God is molding me as time goes on into the person that He wants. And so you need to take note of that and figure out things that He wants you to do. And it could be hobbies. It could be job opportunities, work. Use your time. These people who make a lot of money and in the right way, not just kind of through some sort of inheritance and thing like that. The warriors are making money out there successful. And we'll do the next one, I think, on James Bradford had a question about making money under semen retention. And we've done one before on that. A couple, we'll do another one. But the people who are making money are the ones who are basically working hard. And they're working smart. They're working late at night, early in the morning, because they have so much energy that if they don't use it, it'll become backed up on them. And that's something you can look at. And so you want to continue to use that energy and continue to use that as a powerful force. Remember, guys, this energy you have is an unbelievable force. Unbelievable. And I think I'm at 950 some days. It is an unbelievable force. But only if you use it and control it. You want to be that beast, that warrior. But you want to be a self-controlled warrior. You want to be able to conquest things that are important. Not just abusing people with the behavior. Protect the community. Provide leadership. Provide stuff. Make the community better. Use your masculine qualities to do that. All right, so anyway, I love these 10-minute ones. It's a lot easier. So thank you once again, Hugh, for your great comment and question. And Eduardo, we didn't get to a lot of Kundalini yoga, but yoga is something that needs to be used. That's something I highly recommend. Flexible. A lot of males are not flexible enough. And I know that through football and things I played over the years. You need to become more flexible too. All right, guys. So have a good evening. And remember, every day is a new day to a wise warrior. And so, the next time you think about releasing, remember, bet on!